friends, Kelly here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be starting a new project. I'm going to be working on an altar book, and I'm doing that because I'm going to start working through the Camp Wonder from Illustrated Faith. So this is the July kit, which I haven't really opened yet. I missed the boat here. I did not get the June kit. So I have gotten the digital cards. I've gone ahead and I've printed those. I've trimmed those. I have a big stack of those ready to go. Just got to figure out kind of how I want to put them together. And then I have this altered book. I saw Vanessa Walker, I believe it is, doing something with Camp Wonder and an altered book on her Instagram page or feed, whatever. It might have also been through Illustrated Faith. I can't remember. I'll try to link it if I can find it. But I just love this idea. I did an altered book project years and years ago. Actually, it might be one of my very first like scrapbooky kind of things I ever did. And it was a really fun project. So I've decided I'm going to go ahead and try it again. So I picked this book up for like $3 at a thrift store. I just kind of liked the vintage look to it. I might end up covering this anyhow, but I just kind of liked how tattered it was and thought that would be kind of fun. I should mention it is currently storming here, and so lighting might be a little dim, but it is such a wonderful welcome compared to the heat we've had here. And I've just got my window propped open in my craft studio, listening to the thunder and the rain and crafting away. So I am going to go ahead and get started on this. I'll show you what I've already done so far. I went through and I just kind of pulled parts of the book and sectioned it out, because what my initial thought here is that I'm going to create like pockets by sewing pages together. And this book has a lot of interesting graphics. This is from the 60s, I think. So it's probably some questionable content. I won't lie. I did not go through it. I don't intend to keep much of it. This is, yeah, if we can open this page here, from 1956. So I'm sure you can imagine might be some insensitive content to what we would experience now. But regardless, it's a cute book. There are some pages with pictures that I might end up keeping. Otherwise, there's some super creepy stuff in here too. Like I pulled a few pages out, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is terrifying. No wonder why so many kids don't like clowns. I've already gone ahead and tested out cutting some pages out. So what I did was I just took this ruler here, placed it into the spine, and then with my mat in place, used my rotary cutter to cut a few pages out. So I'm going to work through some of that, and I'll show you guys that process, and then I'll come back and see kind of where this leads. So that's what I'm working on, and I'll go ahead and fast forward. Oh, before I do that, let me show you a little bit of the other stuff I've pulled out. So I've gone to Illustrated Faith and I pulled a ton of the digital ephemera for Camp Wonder and just kind of some of the stuff I really like. So here's what I have printed. So I have printed this onto cardstock. It's actually matte photo paper from Canon, and I always have that link below in my video description. I love this paper. It's thicker like cardstock, maybe a touch thinner, but it's nice bright white, and it just really soaks up the ink really well because it's meant to be for photos. And I always have really good results with this paper. So this is my go-to paper. I should also mention I use an HP printer, and I do subscribe to the HP Instant Ink. I have found that to actually make a really big difference with printing. I think I have the subscriptions like $12.95 a month. I can print up to 300 pages a month, I think, something to that effect. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Saved me a ton of heartache with not having ink. So here are some more pieces that I have printed. I don't recall the name of this collection. I should probably turn it so you guys can see it. But I will make sure to link it below. I know it's one of their newer ones, and I think it's Shauna Klingerman. Here it is, Camp Essentials by Shauna Klingerman. So I pulled these pieces. Again, I just printed these. There's also an ephemera page that I've gone ahead and I've already trimmed. So it was a lot of these large block words that kind of match this paper. Some cute little Polaroids with little words, and then some tabs, which I've punched out. Here's another sheet of the background paper. And then what I really loved about this is it also goes really well with that Weeds and Wildflowers and Weeds, whatever, tag book that I'm doing. So this little guy here, if you haven't checked that out, I'll be sure to link the videos. So I have multi-purpose here. I'm gonna use it for camp, gonna use it for that. And then I have also printed and die cut the some more of the ephemera, and I have done that on some clear sticker paper. So these are all stickers that I have gone ahead and print and cut. And then these are part of the new collection called Bigger Butterflies from Illustrated Faith. So I just happen to be using a lot of Illustrated Faith stuff here. I probably will dive into my stash, pull out some other stuff, but that's kind of the working start there. I also have moved some stuff. Like I said, I have the June Camp Wonder cards. I've gone ahead and printed those, trimmed those out. I played around with making an envelope that I would maybe tuck into the book. This is just a piece of pattern paper I printed from the latest Retro Hip Co magazine. I thought this was really cute. I'm not sure that I'm going to go this route because the envelope actually is a little bit big for the book. It might stick out, but that might work. We'll see. So I have just a test version, and then this is the template I had made for that. It's basically just took an envelope out of my stash and deconstructed it, traced it onto cardstock, and used a scoring board, yeah, that's it, to go ahead and score it and make my own envelope template. I know that there is also a envelope template with some pattern paper you can purchase from Illustrated Faith, but I made my own. And let's see what else. Oh, I've got my Bible. And again, I have this July kit. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and open this real quick if you haven't seen this. I think that's just a thank you sticker. I don't think that's part of the kit. This, I believe, is. So this is a big sticker. I never know what to do with these, so that probably won't get used. A postcard that kind of talks about it, but that's really cute. I'll probably use that. Here are the actual devotional cards. They're actually... I'm not going to unbind these right now, but they're folded in half, so they're like more like a postcard booklet style. Some really cute washi tape. I believe this is green. Lighting's a little rough here today. Let's see what's in this cute little pouch. Ooh, I kind of don't want to open this up yet. I think it's flashcards. Here, let's open this. Okay, oh, yep, it's the flashcards. Cute. And this cute little envelope, a little label on the back, so I'll probably figure out how to use that. But here are some more flashcards, so those are fun. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do with those. Looks like some, acetate butterfly. Ooh, a lot of them. Little acetate butterflies. Oh, that's kind of fun. They match the stickers that I printed. Let's see, we have a thank you card. Oh, I think that was inside the package. And that was also inside the package, just a piece of scrap paper, some really cute stickers. Okay, these are fun. They're like glossy. Ooh, I like those. So I have the same in the digital ephemera that I printed onto a matte sticker paper, but these are glossy, so those are fun. A couple of flower stickers. I like this paper. It's kind of buttery. I'm a really tactile person. Like, I like things that feel nice. I think most of us probably are. And a stamp set, which, you know, I need another one of those, like a hole in the head, but it is pretty darn cute and versatile. So I do a lot of camping, a lot of outdoor adventuring, so this actually will go quite nicely into that. These are cute. Little bit of mine. Okay, that's enough of that. I did not intend for this to be an unboxing, but there you go. Okay, let me fast forward you guys and I will show you how this all comes together. Okay, so I have all the pages so far taken out of my book. So it didn't take very long at all, and it's relatively clean. So now my thought was to create these little pockets. So I think what I'm going to try to do is sew these shut here along the edges. My sewing machine might have other ideas, so if that does not work for some reason, I might just go ahead and cut out all the rest of the pages, and which might actually not be a bad idea because I think I got a lot of bulk going on. And then I can just attach things in here. I thought about maybe trimming out more, but I want to leave myself room for things to get attached to and taped down without having too narrow of a gutter. So yeah, I think I'm going to give that a shot. So I'm going to go ahead and sew a couple of these shut, and I will come back and show you how that worked out. All right, well, that was quite ridiculous. As suspected, my machine really hated that project. But I now have 7, I believe, pockets sewn into this strange book, because as I was going through it and seeing some of the pictures, it truly is a very odd book. And I think I figured out that this was a textbook, like for kids, curriculum foundation. So, and there's a note, I left it in because it's funny, to the teacher with vocabulary list. It's very strange. So at any rate, I now have a book with several pockets. So what I did was I kind of got wise halfway through here, but I actually adhered the pages together just here, kind of at the top, like here, here, and here, just so that there'd be some distinguished pages, or I can't find the word I want. You'd know the pages. You'd find the pocket, so you wouldn't be trying to rifle through them. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So now I have these pockets that I can use to slip private journaling into, or the devotional cards, or whatever I want. I have another idea for some pockets of using maybe some clear transparency, or maybe even some dismantled pocket pages to create some clear elements. I'm not really sure, so I'm just going to wing it. But I thought, now that I have this book constructed to some degree, I'm going to go ahead and maybe do like some sort of title page in here and work through the first devotional, see how that goes. So the only other thing I'll mention is that I did pull out some threads that coordinate with the different elements in the kit. So I kind of used this card to base it off of. I pulled this color in, even though, well, I guess it's kind of in there. This is one of my favorite colors, this like teal green color. But I used this as my color palette, and I just went ahead and used those different threads here through the book. I decided not to use this blue to teal green color, and I will tell you that this white is garbage. I believe I got that from Walmart, and I won't be using it anymore because it is a nightmare. Okay, so that's the book. It's got some tattered threads. I love it. It's going to be very shabby chic, or whatever that style is. And now I'm going to play. Hey friends, so I have not done any crafting for a couple of weeks now because I've had an injury. So it's been a real big bummer, but I'm finally at the point where I can get into some crafting. So I am gonna go ahead and get this brace off for a little while today and hope that that doesn't come back to bite me, but I am going to attempt to play. But I have some other stuff to show you first, because in the meantime, because I couldn't really actually do a whole lot, I did go through my stash and find more stuff to kind of create a bigger kit to work with. So I'm super anxious to get into this, so I'm going to now hopefully have some playtime. I thought I would show you guys a little bit of what I was able to do before this happened. I'll be taking this off here in a little bit. So basically the tendons in my thumb are inflamed, and it's called de Quervain's disease, and it totally stinks. So anyway, what I have done is I went ahead and I started building up a base title page here. So I've just gone in and pulled out some papers. These are actually all printed from, I believe, Retro Hip Co magazine. I'm not entirely sure which issue, but that's where I got these from. And I just tore them. I just printed them out, and then I just tore strips. I really like this kind of look. I love that everything can just be just ripped and haphazard and just put together. I'm really going to enjoy this project, I think. So I've done that. The other thing I did was I went in and I actually ripped out more strips of paper because I really was concerned that it was getting to be way too bulky. I tried cutting some of it out and then realized ripping it out was better, but still leaving the clean edges on either end, so to help bring out some of the bulk. Okay, so the other thing I've done is I did have some fun with creating these little badge clusters. So I have just some, again, these are all digital pieces that I print and cut myself. I've grabbed some fabric and I've done a little stamping on it. I've just kind of done a little stitching, a little messy stitching. So I made some clusters here, and I'm thinking that that'll be fun for the title page. I also went ahead and put together the cards that I had printed out. So what I ended up doing was basically just gluing them together back to back and then using washi tape to secure them. So I left, well, you can see this, I left a little bit of a gutter so that there'd be some bend, and then I just used some of my favorite washi tapes to adhere them together on the fronts and the backs. So these are all the June cards, and when I printed and trimmed them, I did leave a white border. I really kind of like that look. It's just one of my preferences, and so it's these are the ones from the kit that I showed you guys at the beginning of this video, and these ones were pre-printed ones, which are really great. But gosh, I got to tell you, there's a little bit of me that wants to print them myself and match them to this style. So I may do that, I may not, I don't know, but either way. So I have those, and then I have a few more things. So I've grabbed some inks that match. I've cut out some more of the digital ephemera, and then I also went through, I've got some bits from my citrus twist kits. I've printed out and cut out a bunch more of that ephemera that Illustrated Faith has. I've got these badges. I've got just some random things that I've pulled out of my stash, some old vintage flashcards. I've got trays and trays of stuff here. Went through my stamp stash and found actually some more stamps that kind of go with the theme. I really am digging these butterflies, these moths, which I don't know if that's what this is supposed to be, but I think it is. So that goes well together. So that'll be fun. And then I had this Felicity Jane set that really talks about friendship and sisters. So that'll be fun, I think. And then more stuff, just more things out of my collection. These are some, gosh, Dear Lizzie, I think. She's Magic. Here's just a pile of stuff. Maggie Holmes, that summer one, I don't know what it's called. Tags and these little flashcards, or whatever these little things are, from the Reset Girl Camp Wanna Craft from a couple years ago. So as you can see, this type of a project is really just conducive to basically like a color scheme and whatever other things I can pull out of my stash. So I even went through and pulled out a ton of paper. So I've got a whole bunch of paper. My point being is that for a fun project like this, go outside of your comfort zone if you're the type of person that really just likes to stick to a kit or a theme, and build your own kit. So I'm actually going to link a video that I did, probably one of my very first videos about kit building. I'm going to link that for you guys to take a look at. And I just want to encourage you to try out a project, dive in, shop your stash, and just get crazy with it. Have a ton of fun. Okay, so now I am actually going to play with this project and get this cursed thing off. Well, right out of the gate, I'll tell you, taking that brace off was a terrible idea. I am paying for it and won't be crafting for a while again. But nevertheless, I had fun. So let me go ahead and take you through what I accomplished. So first thing I did was pull out the digital ephemera that I had print and cut, and I just basically sorted it all out and pulled out the little cute little bugs, the stars, all the other little bits. So what I'm going to do here is kind of create like a grid effect on the right hand side and just use those little clusters that I had previously made. So I'm going through the butterflies, and I really liked the little extra badges that were actually part of that other set, but I also really like the little bugs. So I'm going to try both out, and I'm going to end up going with I don't know why I'm calling them bugs, butterflies, moths, whatever they happen to be. But I'm really liking this kind of grid effect that I have going on here. It's really clean, and even though I know this project is kind of like just smashed together, I also still like things to be a little visually pleasing. So the other thing I'm doing is I'm backing these little badges with some more of the black and white florals. I really love how that looks. The contrast of all the bright pops of color and then the black and white, I just thought was really cool. But I wanted to carry that through to all 3 badges. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few more elements to the little badge clusters that I had previously created. So I knew I had some extra tickets. I'm pulling one of those out to add so that it ends up being kind of the same elements to some degree. So the 2 badges on the right will have an element of the black and white floral, a ticket, the bit of fabric, and then the badge itself all appear to be sewn together. So I'm going to continue that and keep that look going. And then for the little cluster on the left-hand side, I'm not going to worry about adding any fabric because for that one, I've added the extra flower that's colored and then the little butterfly. So I'm just taping everything down, putting it in its place. And then, like I said, I've also got those little stars that I'm going to put down. And then how fitting, the words Camp Wonder. So I'm going to go ahead and just tape those down. I contemplated trimming off the little extra white edge. And then I also kind of thought about maybe throwing something underneath the word wonder, like maybe another tag or a bit of fabric. And then in the end, I decided to keep it looking a bit more clean. There's a lot going on this page already, and I want the focus to be on the little clusters rather than any of the other elements. So that is why I didn't put any other items behind the moths or the stars. I just really wanted to keep it focused on those badges. So just going with my rule of 3, I've got 3 stars on either side. Again, I love the pops of color. So I'm going to keep it really simple. And also by this point, even though I think this whole process took me 10 minutes, my wrist was on fire. So playtime was over. But here's the final look at my title page. So again, just these colors just speak to me. I love how bright and fun they are. Perfect for a summer project. But this is definitely a project that I think you can translate into any theme, any thing you want to document, whether it be more of a scrapbook or journaling. I think this altered book project is going to end up being one of my favorites if I ever get back to crafting. So I hope you'll give something like this a try. I also hope you will give putting a kit together a try. Just have fun with it. I hope that if nothing else, you walk away with inspiration and encouragement to just have fun and try something new today. So thanks again, friends, for sticking around with me and watching this video, even though it was a little disjointed, being that it took me several weeks to put it together. But I so greatly appreciate that you show up and support my channel. If you liked this video, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and then finally hit that little bell so you're getting notifications when new videos are posted. And hopefully this wrist, thumb, tendon thing heals quickly and I'm back to making more content because I sure do love it. Thanks, friends, and I'll see you next time.